we go. Welcome back to another Red Lights show with the hockey coach, Coach Franchise, directly for the beautiful country of the Kingdom, Italian on amazing, great Sunday night, the last day of November. Thanksgiving is behind us. The holiday is coming 25 days before we celebrate another Christmas and holidays and the junior championships coming very soon. A lot of things to start in December. And I think this is where, after the Thanksgiving, the switch of the season is coming now. The season number 2, I call this the season number 2, may start in December. And with the collapse of the Olympics coming, the schedule is crazy for many teams. We're going to talk about this. The Dallas Stars scored a goal against Ottawa Senator, and it's 5-6-1, a hat trick for Johnson, I believe, tonight. And, that's pretty cool. Anyhow, 4-game initial today, another crazy game, Chicago, Anaheim. I'm going to talk about this a bit later. But tonight, the red light, what we do? Well, we invite Mr. Enortap to join me live and talking about the Montreal Canadiens, the review of the game last night. Oof. Yeah, I know, not pretty. And then we're going to talk about the weekly of the Montreal Canadiens, the recap. But it's coincidence with the month of November. So we're going to talk about the month of November. What happening in November? We talk about different things around the Montreal Canadiens, couple of news. Laval Rocket played today. And finally, we're going to talk about the NHL. Not much about NHL because we're going to focus more on the NHL tomorrow night. The review of the month of November and where we at in the standing, everything. Different team are step up a little bit more. And don't miss the show tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. We'll be back. Tuesday, Wednesday, Montreal play. Thursday, we'll be back with another show. Friday, we do the fun Friday night or the Laval Rockets. Saturday, we do the Montreal Canadiens. And Sunday, what we do, we not have Mr. Enortap next week. Why? Because Montreal play a back-to-back game. 4 games for the Montreal this week, by the way. Start with Ottawa, Winnipeg, Toronto. Oh, Toronto. Wait, yes, Saturday night. And then Sunday, the Blues are back at the Blues. We'll talk about the Blues next tonight. Why, Coach? Because something's going on with the St. Louis Blues. And I want to share something really, really different what the people are thinking about the Blues. So that's what we got tonight on the great show. What an amazing, great day, weekend, and rock and roll today. And we're going to go that. The subject of the night, guys, the review, not bad in November. What, Coach? Not bad? What are you talking about? We lost 5-6 game. Sometimes we was like only 2-5-2 and 9 game. You talk this not bad. I will tell you why it was not bad overall, but still not sure. But we see. And to talk about the Montreal Canadiens, you cannot do it without him. He is ready to rock and roll. He's just finished his makeup at the green room. He's ready to rock and talk about your Bleu Blanc Rose, le tricolore, directly from Toronto in the basement just before he starts the month of December because he's very busy. He is right now going to start his tour, the Santa Claus tour, weekend mall from Toronto downtown for the next 4 weeks. And he's going to meet all the people in Toronto to make some smile. Of course, he's coming here with a big smile, not with a costume yet, but maybe next week we'll see what's happening. Until then, he is back with us. Mr. Enortap is in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation. We're back, Coach. Another week of hockey. Some good results, I'd like to think, even despite last night's challenge. But that's okay. Should I say yesterday afternoon's challenge? But you know what? We're going to talk about it a little bit later on. I think things are still on the up and up, and it's good to see that Laval keeps rolling along.
Yeah, what's the final score, Laval afternoon?
I think it was 4-3.
I don't know. I did not look. I checked the first period. It was 1-0. Hershey scored. And then after that, I want to check the NHL, so I did not come back to the game. Now I have a new IPTV. Don't tell anybody. I have all the game American Hockey League now. I discovered that it's better at what I got before. So I can watch junior. Right. I can watch American Hockey League. They have the Flow Hockey and they have the American at that TV. So I see the game. but I was busy with Chicago, everything, so I just jumping on that. So looked like they won 4-3.
4-3. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. After come back last night to win by the score 5-4. So a double. Not
That's
easy to
right.
play in Hershey, by the way. RG mentioned Laval 4 and Hershey 3. So that's great to share that. I'm going to welcome everybody
And not
very
only
quickly.
that, coach,
I'm sorry.
not to build things up, not to build things too much up, but in the last 11 games, Mr. Reinbacher now has 9 points. I know that's not a big
Oh,
sample, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely.
that's awesome to hear that. Mr. Ovidio, knock the door. Welcome back, Mr. Ovidio. Perry is in the house. Welcome. As is Maman, the Habs are the only Canadian team in the playoff. All is right in the wall. Perry, thank you so much, my friend. And hopefully, say well. Billy, back in the house from Nova Scotia. Billy, thanks to be with us. Send him a hand. Welcome, Stan. Happy. I want to apologize to you. I did not see you yesterday, and Guy or Billy told me, yeah, he was with us. Guy told me that. Guy said, yeah, he was with us during the game during afternoon. I said, sometimes I'm busy, I'm following the game and doing this, everything like that. But glad to see you again, Mr. Stan. Thanks so much. PS, knock the door. Mr. PS, welcome. Thanks to be with us. RJ Calabro with all the results. Capitals beat the Islanders 4-1. The Ducks lost by a score 5-3. The Ducks was winning 3-0, Mr. Enortap. 2 goals in the first
3-0.
47. 10 minutes at the game, they was winning 3-0. And I feel like after you losing 5 straight game, Chicago was 0-4-1. And this is going to be okay. Another check out with 5 loss, and that's it. That's all. And a 2-man advantage turned around to be a 5-4 goal for Chicago at the end of the first period. But Bertuzzi gave Norley some hope. And then 2 goals in the second period, on a power play for 3-3. And finally, Connor Bedard, 2 goals, 2 assists, Mr. Enortap, 4 points, third game of the season with 4 points. I gave him a total of 37 with Celebrini, and they are just behind McKinnon. Just crazy about
Amazing.
them. And something happening during the game, Mr. Enortap. So Anaheim does not play with Dostal out for 3 weeks, the goaltender. Now they have, lucky they have Peter Marechek, ex-goaltender Carolina and Chicago and Detroit,
Toronto.
and then he got groin. He left the game at the third period. And now they have to call up the third goaltender. And suddenly he's back in the NHL. Ville Husso, Mr. Enortap.
Ville Husso, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
We disappear, right? We never heard from him for the last 2-3 years after a couple of good years. A big contract from Detroit. And he's now with Anaheim. After 46 again, Mr. Enortap, Ballard gave him une tasse de café, qu'on dirait en français. He got him right away there, scored a goal, and Ballard scored a 5th goal, game-winning goal for Ballard, 4 points for Ballard, and that's it for Ville Husso. We'll be see if Marechek is out for a couple of weeks now. Anaheim have to get goaltender number 3 and 4, and this month they play against the Montreal Canadiens. So we'll see what's happening for that team, for the Ducks, but that's not good news. A couple of big injury is happening yesterday. We'll talk about this a little bit later. PS go with Bo Nix, Mr. Enortap. Bo Nix, the goaltender.
300 yards.
The quarterback in football, I believe. Yep. And that's it for him. PS knocked the door again with 0. PS, Bleu Blanc Rouge. Harry, salut mon Harry. Harry came this morning at the French show. He said he was outside, Mr. Enortap. Harry have everything. He have all the equipment, Mr. Enortap, the headphones, and everything. He could do a YouTube channel, by the way. But see Mr. Harry to be with us tonight. Knock the door. Frank Santoro back in the house, Mr. Enortap, after he watched the Pittsburgh got 7-2 last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We did the game. It wasn't a good day for me. I looked like I was made to make 2 games at 7-2, but it is what it is. It was was watching the game then. It was so boring. We switched for the Boston Bruins in Detroit. I don't know if you saw the game last night. That was the best game of the weekend. Boston and Detroit. You have a chance to maybe see the replay. It was physical. Boston beat Detroit on the Saturday, got killed by Castellic. It was really Zadorov. It was really very intense. And then they won on a shootout. Morgan Kiki, unbelievable. Two more goals,
Great
Kiki
year.
yesterday.
Great year for him.
Yep, yep.
Amazing year.
And they play without McEnroy, play without Pasnak. So
That's
we have to go depth. I missed the game yesterday, Coach. I was at my friend's place to watch Ohio State, Michigan, Wolverine. See, I told to Guy. See, Guy lied to me. Just kidding. But I knew. I usually see people, guys. I'm really good on that. And sometimes I miss, but Stan was not there. Watch the big game, Michigan and Ohio State. Finally, the Ohio State beat the Michigan for the first time, I believe, since 2019. I know my college football, Mr. Enortap. You cannot go around. And you
I
have a new
don't.
head coach at the team LSU, Larry K. He's a new head coach. About that, do you remember Larry Kish?
No, don't.
No,
I
Larry
don't.
Kish played with the Montreal Canadiens long time ago. It's not like I'm talking about like he's maybe 80 years old now. And
Okay.
when I start to work in the East Coast Hockey League, I moved from Roanoke to go to Mississippi with Bruce Boudreau. And we play a lot of games in the South. So we have a team in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Pensacola, Mobile, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette. It was all on the 10, on the Highway 10, from all the way to go all the. Anyhow, Larry Kish, he was the GM of the Baton Rouge Kingfish, Mr. Enortap. Larry Kish, and was a very good man, very good man. Every time I go there, he was bringing his office, sit with him before the game, talking to him, everything like that. And that's where everything started for Pierre McGuire. He's
Oh,
in hockey. That's where he started. His first job, Pierre McGuire, was hired by Larry Kish in Baton Rouge. And he was Pierre McGuire, when I met him, he was 25 6 when he get there to get the job over there. I'm talking about
yeah.
1998, 97, 98, maybe 2000, maybe 99 or 2000, those year. So he's got 2 years there, McGuire, before he goes back in Montreal. So the
Interesting.
it's a small wall, right? If you know some people left
Didn't.
and right,
Yeah, I
you know,
didn't realize that.
yeah. Gary Conoyer back in the house. He put the UPS truck outside. Thank you, sharing with me. He's not driving the mini truck, Mr. Tom. He have the big one over there with
Yeah,
the
the 18
I'm telling you
wheeler.
right now, he's almost like he's going to join the UPS train very soon, Mr. Tap, on the cheminot. But we'll see what happens here. PLW, it's over. Team Jacobs win it. Luc Fortin, welcome back. Claude Le Richard, welcome. Roger Delaney, knock the door, welcome back. Larry Lavallée from Green Valley with a steakhouse outside on the barbecue is cocaine. And we have a lot of people left and right. Don't forget, please, to click on the like. We appreciate that. We have a lot of people come back in the house. It's funny, Craig McDavid, Mr. Enortap, worked for the Dallas Star as a commander.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
I did
saw him a
not know
couple
that.
times already. Yeah, yeah, he's very good. He's very I find him very analytical, and he seems to be on top of things. He's interesting.
Yeah. 3-0 Denver against Washington if you follow football. Denver 9-2 and Washington 3-8. So we have a lot of people in the show, Mr. Enortap. We cannot wait to start the show. And I can wait to tell. 20 minutes already, Mr. Enortap. What's going on with me? Headlines, Mr. Enortap. We'll start with your headline
Time
of the
for the
night
headline.
and see what happening on this one. And the first one, it's hopefully I did it very well. Here we go, Mr. Enortap. That's your turn to talk. I don't
There
talk
we
anymore.
go. No, it's always good, coach, and here more of a reaction we've come to a critical point in the year. It's always that Thanksgiving mark and moving forward, and at this point, and not just in this chat, but the fan base throughout everywhere. A lot of times, what we keep hearing is the half empty story, and we don't hear the half full story in terms of what's going on with Montreal. And I wanted to sort of capsulate things a little bit and really keep things in perspective, because if at the beginning of this road trip, after that horrible streak of 10 games that we had, where we only had, I think, two victories and one overtime loss, you had said we're going to go and play Vegas and we're going to play Utah and we're going to play Colorado. At that point, if somebody said, "Hey, you're going to come away with 4 points, are you happy?" I think everybody would have jumped at that opportunity. And yet, what remains in the back of our heads is, the shellacking that we got yesterday, really from the Colorado Nordiques, let's call them. They were sporting the jerseys, and that was kind of interesting as well. But you know what? I've got to say, really, that for this year, from where I stand, the glass is undeniably half full. You have a young core that's really gained valuable experience over the past few seasons, and it's beginning to come into its own. Really, it's supported by, I think, like a clearer organizational identity, a development pipeline that isn't as deep as we would like right now, but it's being built up to that point, and we have some very good prospects that hopefully will be able to join us in the next year to 3 years and fortify the team and where we're at. I think that the teams, it's really growing confidence. From what I'm seeing, they've improved on their depth a little bit. Like right now with 4 injuries, it's kind of tough to see that because you get a lot of players that are playing, out of their chair, and so you're asking a little bit more from them than they would ordinarily have to give. You do see the steady leadership of Hugo, both Hughes and Gordon, as well as Marty St. Louis behind the bench. And I think that they've created an environment where, progress feels now tangible and it's not something that's theoretical, right? I personally think that, they're on the right track. You can sort of take off the label that we're rebuilding and we're more in the stage where we're trying to fit the pieces that we have together. We built on that young core. If you look at the contracts that we've and the players of the contracts that we've signed over the last 2 years, that's your nucleus. And look at some of the players this year that so far are on the path to having career years. Like you got Suzuki's on that path, you got Caulfield that's on that path. I think statistically, maybe right now, Slavkovsky isn't, but I think he's having a much better year than he's had in the last couple of years. And that comes with the maturity, right? Demidov now is starting to come into his own. Of course, Hudson's been doing Hudson things. Dobson's been having a great year. Matheson is having a great year. So there's a lot of core pieces there that will fit together nice, that have fit together nicely. And I think that once it's complemented by others coming down the pipeline or through a possible trade or draft as well, I think you're going to have the nucleus of a team that's here for a long time in a competitive and possibly challenging for a Stanley Cup before we even know it. So
Yeah.
let's look at it as half full all the time. We have to stay positive. And coach, I don't mean to make it sound wishy-washy in the sense that I think it's important from a fan base perspective that we have to be critical. And even as reporters, they have to ask the right questions of the coaches, right? I think that that's totally legit. It's just when it becomes toxic, right? And people are constantly, tearing down pieces that are there. I mean, this is the youngest team in the NHL right now. Like you have to understand that it needs to grow together for a number of years, and rebuilds don't. I mean, they could go fast sometimes, but it takes time because it's not always a linear upward progression with them.
No, you're right to deliver that kind of message about the publicity about the Montreal Canadiens. I think it's, like I said on my statement about today on the French, whatever it is, like I said, it's not bad at all. Like it's looked bad, but it's not bad overall for what happening in November, and with all the circumstances, injuries, new players. and the slum, everything. They get out in November with they saved the month of November this week on the road with 2W, Mr. Tap. So
Yeah.
I think this is pretty good overall. They get at least 500. That's another good sign for the Montreal Canadiens. But we're going to talk about this later. But you still a lot of work to do in front of them,
Yes.
and left and right, and in many ways, and fun things, and this is another way this year. That year gave us some perspective who they are and what they have to do for the next 2 years. So that's a good thing about that, and they survive with that. With that situation right now, they still have coming. It would be very more difficult for November, December, but still. This is a team where you always want to give up, and then they come back and they show to you they are wrong. You want to talk negative with them, then boom, they come back with a big W. So we have to give credit, like you said. I think overall it's pretty good, but you still a lot of work to do. So good comments about that for the half empty and half full for that one. Ozzy Murphy in the house. Welcome back. N26. Luc Fortin in the house. Gary Connery. Many others. Guys, thanks to be with us. Don't forget, please click on the like. We appreciate that. If we didn't mention your name, we apologize, but we know you are here. That's the most important things. Now, I go on the empty full glass, Mr. Tap. Not on the full positive. And it's a mistake. They let go Joel Amir to thinking they would be better without Joel Amir. Remember Joel Amir, he was struggling at the beginning when he signed a contract with Montreal, and people was negative about him, everything like that. But he's really played better for the last 2 years with the Montreal Canadiens. And last year, we have a lot of conversation why they trade Kovacevic, right? And he said they decide as the general manager and the staff, and it's not only can use, right? It's the decision those can want they let go of players. It's a team decision, and they said, okay, we are fine on the right side. We have Byron, we have Rebecca's coming. We're going to open the door for the young players. Everything will be all right about that. That said, they keep Amir Savard. They were racked all year long last year. Did not trade for them. Did not get anything as asset in return. Whatsoever the value was high or not, it's not matter. And to losing all three, but he had two areas they get affected. One is the center as a left shoulder and a great face-off man. And the second thing, it was honestly the PK. While three of them play on the PK. Savard play a solid side on the right side of the Montreal Canadiens defenseman. And then they also lose Amir was maybe with Evan was the best pairing defenseman PK in NHL. That said, Savard decided to be retired. That's not a big deal. Devorak, we knew it would be hard to tough him to keep him. He was looking for money. And honestly, he got a 1-year deal with the Flyers. He got a 5.4. That's pretty good. But now come to Amir. Amir is 32 years old, big body, 6'3", protect the puck well, keep the puck position. He's not going to be the guy to play like physical activity and that, but he can helping you with the puck protection. He was doing a very good job also with Jake Evan pairing, but with Josh Anderson, there was a pretty good line together when they played together. That said, the duo Evan Amir. He signed a 2 years deal, I believe, only at $2.5 million, and Montreal decided to let him go. And with that, they opened up a door, and they thought they were going to be filled up by other players, and they had to run after players during summer. Sammy Blair, Joe Villano, to fill up 13, 14, they let go Pesada. And I think for me, they really miss Joel Amir, and with all those and all those player injuries right now, Montreal become not only the youngest one, they become more younger with many players with inexperience. When I said inexperience, like they play 1 year, 2 years in the NHL. So, whatever he played 4 years in NHL, 4 years this year, he played only 41 games the first year. He's only 21 years old. Budzik, 21 years old. You have Kapanen, Debinov. younger. And
Yeah.
this is another area that the game, I think they make a mistake. This is the second year back to back. They let go at players to open the door for other. And in my opinion, you can feel during those times we're missing player right now. We're missing Joel Armia on the details of the game. It's fun thing about the game. This is where we talk about roster construction. We talk about this could be speed or a little bit longer because the decision they're going to take to speed up the construction of everything on the roster construction or not. I just want to share with you that. I don't know what you think about this, but I think for me it was definitely a decision. It was maybe not good for the Montreal Canadiens. And Joel Armia want to stay around here. It was not like the guy who doesn't want to leave Montreal. He wish he would stay in Montreal. And very quiet guy, very good teammates. You cannot hear a lot of things about Armia. Like Armia has been a professional with the Montreal Canadiens. I just feel like today, I said, it's only weekend like that. It's only weekend. The last couple of weeks with missing players and running after claim a player on there, and then the club TC get Villeneuve, get Semi Blais. That proved one thing: the player in Montreal was not ready, like Owen Beck, Davidson, Roy, and that's the evaluation player. Maybe another way. I could be wrong about that, but interception by the Denver, by the way. Anyhow, I just want to hear from you what you think.
Yeah, I think you hit a lot of key points there. I totally agree with you. To a lesser degree, I would even say Dvorak would have still been useful to have here. But I mean, maybe instead of a mistake, I would call it a gamble or a gamble lost, because I think they try to see, where's that fine line where, you think a player that's in your system can come into the fold and take over what somebody like Armia or Dvorak was doing for them, right? And they gambled that maybe Beck was ready, or somebody else, but unfortunately, it hasn't been the case yet. So we're seeing the offsets of that release of Armia, and it's unfortunate because, as you said, Coach, he was a team player, didn't say much, was sent down to Laval twice, and instead of complaining, he dug his feet in, he skates in more and just worked harder, came back up to the team, and we saw a difference in his play afterwards. Right, he took it seriously, and he always gave his utmost. Now, I'll grant that sometimes he was a streaky player in terms of his scoring. Like he wasn't scoring on a consistent basis. Sometimes he would go, 9, 10 games without scoring. But you have to look at, the little things that he did along the way that helped the team, and that doesn't always translate on the score sheet. So I agree with you. It was probably a mistake at this point.
Are you right about this? Where TH knocked the door, we have Wait, Philippe Brand. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget, please, to click on the like if you don't mind. That'd be awesome. Amir lead the lead, and now PK Gold. I miss Mario Amir for sure.
Yeah.
And again, it's an area where I believe some teams on top they understood to go deep in the playoff, or they understood they have to keep some kind of player with experience, like Corey Perry example. Corey Perry
Yeah.
play, right? He brings sometimes that you don't have in your team, a young team like Montreal. If they knew they were going to use Kapanen and Dimitrov, they would say, wait a minute, we have to be a little bit more older every time that. Now, he signed at 2.5 with LA at 2 years. We don't know what was the deal with Montreal, so it's something we don't know yet. So we cannot blame him only Montreal. Maybe it was 3 million, maybe 3-4. Who knows, right? So we don't know the negotiation between both parties. But at the end of the day, I believe Joel Armia was really missing right there for the Montreal
Yeah.
Canadiens. And another thing, PLW, Armia also was a fixture. One have the lead, will finish the game. So that's a good point about that for sure. So that's gave us, Mr. Enortap, the headlines of the night tonight. We're going to go, Mr. Enortap, on the Habs news already because or the Montreal Canadiens. And it's because, honestly, a couple of things in the show, maybe we have a time later talking about what's going on around the league. If not, we're going to finish with Montreal all night. That said, the team was off today. Yeah, nobody in Brassard. We don't hear anything from social media. Everybody took a day off today. And we don't know yet the nature of the injury for Jaden Strobel. We don't know yet what happening, and we'll see. For me, it's considered a day today, and we have to wait tomorrow once everybody come back. The more evaluation for about Jaden Strobel, what happening to him. And we maybe have some move from Montreal Canadiens. Don't be surprised. Maybe Jared Davidson return to Laval tomorrow, and it may be called up Sammy Blair, or they're going to stay with 13 forward. And I think Florent Jacquard would play against Ottawa Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, and then we'll see after that what happening with Wednesday, Thursday. They don't go nowhere right now. So they play Montreal Tuesday, Wednesday. They go Toronto only. They come back Sunday. So you have to call up. They can call up Sammy Blair or not. But overall, I think that would be the only thing we heard from Montreal Canadiens today. So nothing major. Any match, lot of
And
news.
I believe he scored 2 goals as well.
Yeah, Sammy Blair have a 2 goal yesterday, and he have also a shootout goal, the game-winning goal for the team yesterday. Right. I don't know the goal today. I did not see anything about the game today against Hershey, but definitely some people will tell us who scored, everything like that. So we'll see what happening there. Before we move on, we're going to go to the next one. I'm going to pick up everybody in the chat. I always like Amir Gary. You're absolute about that one, Mr. Enortap. And we go to come here. Here we go, Mr. Tap. Time to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to start with the Montreal Canadiens again, Colorado. We have TH talk about the Islanders today, the last 4-1 to MD Net. And also, assuming Amir is married, maybe his wife won LA over Montreal if he salary was equal. I'm not sure about that. He's married, by the way, he's married a year before that. But who knows? Sometimes the wife won't go somewhere else. We don't know yet. Like you said, we have some Amir remind me of Trevor Lewis, great point run after Trevor Lewis for that one.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, on this one, we are agree with that. So let's go talk about the Montreal again. Bad game, so I'm going to give you a little bit the overview of the game, and then you can tell me more about other things. Bad game overall for the Montreal Canadiens on top. But Demidov score is 6 goals of the season. Hudson surprised everybody with a shot à la Gaston-Gingras yesterday, Mr. Tap. Is 4 of the season. Sakoski, a great pass to Demidov. We're going to talk about Sakoski better. Not opportunist during the first period. That's the reason they're going to losing 2-0. Bad coverage by the defensive. A lot of play where they was attacking. So the game management was not very good for the Montreal Canadiens. The Colorado took advantage of a 2 versus 1, a breakaway, a 3 versus 2, and all this fun mistake like that. Too many chances for the Montreal. Just talking about this, they was trying to tie the game or try to go back in the game, and did not turn around to be that way. The third goal, Mr. Tab, they killed them at the beginning of the second period. I feel they never come back for that goal. Montreal almost like, you know what, we gave up today. Fatigue, low legs, traveling, new attitude, change the time again, and I can go all the way like that. And the game afternoon, anyhow. Martin Sui talk about the game against Vegas, mature game. Today he talk about immature game. So, and 24 hours, we go from mature to, for teenager last night. But this is pretty much... that's pretty much another role about that game. So give us a bit more what you see, your assessment about the game, maybe polar, everything like that. And then we're going to move on with other things about this game I want to bring to you before we go to the shootout. By the way, we want to welcome Wade Anthony is in the house, long time. Amir become a luxury the ad could not afford for him. That Hashem and Colette, welcome in the house. And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for all the likes. Here we go, Mr. Top. Sorry, I stopped.
Yeah, bottom line, coach, is we saw the difference between a team that is heads above everybody else in the NHL at this stage and is a legit Stanley Cup challenging team this year, and a team that's in a rebuilding stage, right? And even having said that, I thought that Montreal came out and really sort of was playing fairly well in the first half of that first period. I thought we were out shooting them at one point. As you said there, we were not opportunistic, and that caused us, because if they had scored one or two goals, that could have been the difference for this being a much more competitive game either way. We saw the difference. I thought that the um, uh, goaltending wise, Wedgwood played a fantastic game. Not Wedgwood, Blackwood played a great game. He made some fantastic saves. And the biggest thing to me in this game was that Montreal had sort of in order to beat Colorado, they had to have a game plan. And you look at that checklist and you say, okay, did they meet any of these criteria? And I don't think they did. Like, the first thing was always to say, okay, we want to, if not completely stop, but we want to contain the McKinnon line, and that they did it. So that was an X. They had to control, in my eyes, the neutral zone battle, which they completely lost. I think Colorado exploited them the entire game up the middle, and it shows where Montreal's deficiencies are. Right, it's down the middle. It's not having that second centerman, which can then put other players in their right seats to be a stronger force. Montreal had to try to, I think, attack Colorado's defensive depth. Instead, they allowed Colorado to quickly get the puck, and they would move it straight up the middle, and away they went in their transition game. And there was no answer to that. The only area I think that they sort of did contain, or at least were at equal par with, was the special team, right? I think Colorado was 1 for 4 on the power play, and Montreal, I think, was one for 2 or 1 for 3. I don't remember right now, but they were there. And then, as you said, a couple of bad goals. One was towards the second goal, the one by Landeskog, that Anderson kind of pushed them into the Dobesh, and it caused a possible interference. You can go off on a tangent on that. And then the key one was the Brent Burns goal at the beginning of the second period, just 50 seconds in. And at the end of a long stretch like this, you kind of, you don't want to, but you throw your hands up in the air a little bit, because it's tough to come back against Colorado when you're down 3-0.
Yep, I agree with you about that. There's comments, a lot of comments in the chat. Odimer Frey, Luc Fortin, TH. We got also Perry, Gary Conroy, and we see Sarkozy must be a man a starter hammering opponent. Ab need more size. Washington and Avalanche are the benchmark. I don't see me Colorado really a physical team is on top of big men there. I don't see
They're
that at
not.
all.
They're not. No, they're not. They're not a big physical team. Their game is transition. It's speed. It's getting the puck out of their own end very quickly, and they do that effectively. But I think if you were to, throw the puck in and pound the defense and contain them within their own defensive zone, you have a shot. You have a shot with them. All right? And as I mentioned earlier, you got to control the center part of the ice, which Montreal totally left open for the transition game of Colorado, and we saw the result.
Good point, Mr. Perry. Good comments about the three trip. We have um, we have two questions for us. First, we want to start. First of all, can we pick up a bet for Survivor Coach? Can we pick a bet for Survivor Coach? Yeah, we can. Let me know about that. We have two questions. First, from La Villa. Welcome in the house. Can we talk
Well,
about that second goal? One, we clearly see Lantegog showing or slowing and learning towards Anderson, making him last balance. Any comments about?
yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. And was there interference? There definitely was interference. I think when they reviewed it, the point was that they felt that Anderson was the one that created the momentum with Landeskog, who obviously went into Dobesh, and we saw that puck go in. But to me, like we'll talk about it later when we do our who stood out and turning point. But to me, that was the turning point of the game. With the challenge afterwards, you lose the challenge, power play. It was all downhill from there. I thought, but you know, anytime you take a goaltending interference situation up for review, you don't know how it's going to come back. And in this case, it didn't come back well. And I thought it was interference, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, Ron asked me that question to me private today on the Discord. You can join us, guys. Discord. It's easy. It's Hockey Nation live show there, and then also you can talk to me directly. Have any question, or you can join the Patreon as a member, and you can have question. Ron asking me all these fun questions. That's great. He asked me so. Here, a couple of things you have to pay attention, and I try to understand every time, but sometimes it's not understanding. But you have one thing, Mr. Enortap. One, you have always remember the call. The call is a goal, or the goal is not a goal. So that's start right there, right? It's not like an offside for sure. That Anderson and Lantegog play is overestimated. How did Brock Nelson and Up Shopping Blue Line like that on that play? On the flip, Philip Eriksson is play well in Sweden and 26. And we come back to you about this in 26. Look, for me, it was not enough to be sure you chant the decision. You have to be sure it's enough point of view where is really make a difference to the goaltender. I don't think he have any contact with the goaltender directly. He have to have a contact with Anderson and the both of them. Now, can Anderson slow down? Possible about that. Can Lantegog slow down? Possible about that. It was a bang play at the same time. That's for me a reason. It's not because Lantegog come there to bother the goaltender, or his intention was to go there to bother the goaltender. So you have not enough evidence, Mr. Enortap, to changing the decision. And that's the see when I try to look about that decision. But sometimes the NHL, it's 50-50. You expect that, and they turn around to another way. And sometimes you expect another way, and then you come back to another way. But I try to figure out that. Their interpretation would be more Anderson contact Lantegog to lose his edge, whatever it is, we fall. But at the end of the day, it was Lantegog tried to go to the net, right? Could he slow down? Yes. But the contact after that with Anderson push Lantegog on the goaltender, and they have enough evidence to change the decision on the goal all the way. I think for me, Montreal missed that one. I think Montreal should just let it go,
Let it go. Yeah.
just let it go. You have enough to prove this is because of that, right? It's like an offside. It's more easy. But when we go on the interference, it's really difficult sometimes. At least, yeah, it's, sometimes the goaltender stop the puck, and then the player push the puck with the pad, everything, and the net. It's more evidence. But this one, it was more difficult. But I can understand that for everybody. That said, on this one, Mr. Enortap, we're going to respond to other people. Roger Perry. And 26 talk about the thought on Philip Eriksson. Eriksson have a really, really good start. At the end of September, October was great. He had a really difficult month of November, like terrible November. That said, he have a couple assists. He finally scored a goal yesterday or the day before. He scored his 9th goal of the year. He switched the team. He proved something, but not good enough for me. But we have to wait what he's going to be his development. But yes, he have a very good start of the season. but now he is a bit cold. We'll see where he's going to go that one. The second specific thing was goalie interference definitely shift the momentum of the game. Lavina. I'm not sure if he should because honestly, Colorado was
I
already
did.
better
Yeah.
to Montreal.
No,
I think for me, it's more about Mr. Tap. They don't take advantage of the opportunist that Colorado gave it to them. If Montreal score on the opportunist, right, at the end of the first period, it would be 2-1. It would be not the same kind of the situation mentally. I think Montreal played a good period. They shot, what, 10 times, 11 times at the first period?
yeah, I think they had a 10-2 shot advantage.
Yeah.
But that's why, Coach, I do agree with that comment that it was a turning point because and maybe it helps explain why they challenged it in the first place, right? Because they knew if this is in, 2-0 is really a backbreaker, especially when the first 3 quarters of that first period you had the advantage over Colorado. So they gambled and lost there, and then when they scored the Burns goal early in the second, that just it totally the wheels came totally off the bus there.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's a controversy call. Maybe we cannot do anything about that. But a lot of great comments. Mark, welcome. And Siwan, welcome back. Thanks for being with us. A lot of great conversation about this. The really free said it was Anderson who initiated the contact, but it was Lance Sagat who slowed down and learned towards Anderson, caused Anderson to lose his balance. Yeah, that's a good description about that.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk to you, Mr. Enortap, that this game teach us, and this is my point of view. Canada is too good. We follow hockey for many years, guys. I cannot recall it a team. Maybe a couple of years ago, Boston Bruins have 135 points, right? The most point in the NHL, right? 21, 22, I believe, Boston. But right now, Mr. Enortap, you have two kind of league. You have the one league with Colorado alone, and you have another league with the rest of the team. Yes, Minnesota beat them, but one regular loss, that's pretty impressive. And the way they play against Montreal, guys, it was not the same league. They have something like amazing right now. We see if they can keep that pace or within that, but that's pretty good. Montreal, a young team. You talk about this 25 years old, 0.1, I believe. Right now, they're almost like 1 year younger and 2 years about most of the players, most of the team. And the top of the top are young. Oldest, I think it's Russian Kings at 29.8. So yeah, about 4 years difference, Mr. Enortap. At some point, it is what it is. They played yesterday with 4 rookies: Tobesh Kapanen, Timidab, Florent Jacquet. They have 2 extra players with that name, with the 4 at 21 years old. Sakiski, Bodzik. We forget Bodzik is only 21 years old, maybe turned 22 right now. A back-to-back game was hurt them. Traveled from Vegas to go back to Colorado. Came back. Yes, 10 o'clock, maybe after late the night, but still, game afternoon. The routine is not the same. Attitude is not the same. It's not an excuse. That's the real thing. I just said for me, they have to be a better schedule. They don't play Tuesday, Mr. Enortap. They have no game Tuesday. They could select there. There are no game Thursday. We know it's Thanksgiving. Understand that part of there. They could be the game, Mr. Enortap, also. Why not to play today and not to play yesterday? Why not to put Sunday afternoon? What was the difference? Montreal return in Montreal for Tuesday game. So we have no rush. Why they put this there? Thanksgiving, maybe, I don't know. But I think this is a bit more difficult.
From a hockey perspective, you're right. It makes total sense. I mean, we just don't know what the situation maybe with the arena is with other sports, and so that's why it got scheduled the way it did. And this was also, if I'm not mistaken, their third game in 4 nights.
I'm sorry?
It was their third game in 4 nights as well, right?
Yeah. So it just feel like it's same thing for Colorado, by the way. I understand that, right? But Colorado leave there. So it's not like the same way for the players. So they go from left to right. So anyway, just a short story about that to take about, again, it's not an excuse. I want to bring something here, no physical enough. And I understand, but yesterday, I don't know why, when you play again a team, it's not physical. They are speed wise, and they control the game. You're losing 2-0, uh, and then come back at 3-0. And they cannot call a timeout there because now you have, the timeout is over anyway. Why we don't try to change the momentum? Why Montreal does not try to create something on the ice? We talked about this big conversation about Albert Jekai last week about the fact like this. I don't point Albert Jekai right now here, but you have a player or a role inside that team. We cannot ask a Caulfield to go in the face of McKinnon. You cannot ask a Caulfield to go in the face of Kamekar, everything like that. But Montreal can have players can do that. You have two Jekai last night dressed in the room. You have Josh Anderson dressed right there. The other three players right there. Now, somebody's not there, I can understand that. But for me, you know what? At 3-0, and it's not the first time I reckon that. I tried to get, I'm going to talk about the Ethan Steele Montreal a little bit later. But why not to play in the face or after whistle of the opponent team? You have nothing to lose there. You have to start something, Mr. Enortap. You have to figure out something. You cannot just let it go like this. This isn't the first time. It's when they get beat for the Kings, the Colorado, the Dallas Star. You get a response for Boston, and then you get the Washington Capitals. They was quiet while Wilson was doing everything. I think for me, you need some kind of spark plug again. It's not about fight, Mr. Enortap. It's about after a whistle, bark about someone, just put the glove. We see this today, yesterday, Detroit, Boston, how Boston was going the face of the Detroit because you had nobody to respond. Canada, Mr. Enortap, if you look about the lineup last night, who can fight with Jekai yesterday? Who can go in front of Jekai to go around? I'm talking Jekai, I could go Anderson. I'm just talking about the player, what they have versus Montreal. I think this is a lack of physicality Montreal need to go. Is it not ordered by the coach? I don't know. But for me, it's not 0-0 right now. You're not catching the Colorado guys like by 2 goals, 3 goals. So we're going to come back. We have to be careful. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. So what you try to do is do something. And sometimes something is not burn only a PK, but it's about play physical, create something, and a big check, everything. I don't know. And I point three players because they are the big fellows on the team. It's not like the role is specific on this team. It's not like they are like Zuski or Caulfield. So I just want to share it with you. I just know what you think about that. We'll see what the people talk about.
Yeah, I would take it a step further, Coach. I would say, why wait till the score is in favor of the opposing team to play a physical game? That should be something you're bringing every night, like finishing a check, good body checks, just making your presence known. If somebody's in front of the net, clearing those players out of there, giving them a hard time. Dumping the puck in as forwards and chasing and hitting the defenders, getting them tired. Don't allow, players like Makar and Tays to dictate the play. And that's exactly what they did. Now, I'll draw the distinction, and I agree. I think you said it as well. There's a difference between fighting and there's a difference between playing a physical game. I think sometimes the fighting will emerge because somebody responds to your physical play, and so be it. Let that happen. If that happens organically, uh, I don't think that they necessarily had to go out there and try to start a fight. But I do agree that they should finish off each check. They should make their presence known, and it shouldn't just be a handful of players. It should be a team approach, right? And yes, I get it. Some players are built better for that type of situation and game, and they should lead the pack, and usually they do. But we're not seeing it in Montreal. And there's the old adage, Coach, and you would know. Uh, Sometimes the team reflects the coach and the attitude that they bring to the game. If you look at some of these NHL teams that are coached by players that made that a part of their living, it's no surprise that their team plays that way, and we're not seeing that here so far. I think they're capable of it, But it takes a whole team mentality, and I agree with you. They should be playing more physical.
Yeah, and again, you're absolutely right about this. It's not about fighting. Me, I was trying to look about
Yeah,
after Whistle Mr. Tap, Nelson just put two puck in the net right now, right? Nick Cash
yeah,
is laughing to us right there on the face. They are cocky a little bit. You can see they look like, oh, that's easy again. You know what? Someone have to like broken your stick and go somewhere, do something like, you know what I mean? Like, ça prend, en français, in French we said, ça prend du chien. Ça prend du chien, ça prend quelqu'un, someone have to step up there. So you know what? You're not going to laugh again. I'm going to kill you. Like, go in the face of the guy, wrap out the corner, bring the guy in the corner. Who's going to respond? McKinnon, Nick Cash. You're not going to
yeah,
get there. So this is what I'm talking about. Again, it's not about you drop the glove just because you drop the glove. It's after a whistle, clean, go there. And you know what? How they start Mr. Tap is when you shoot the puck to the net to Blackwood, just go to the Blackwood and touch him a little bit. You're going to see. Now they have Manson, yes. After that, who they have? Like it's not like a tough team right now. So at the end of the
yeah.
day, I think this is an element of the game I think Montreal could use more again that. And we lose this. I think last year we were a little bit more wolf pack. I think it was more like aggressive, and I think PW bring always a good mention about them. Is that we are more like a passive. We're not proactive, right? We don't provoke anything, provocation. It was just a wait and something happened, or now we act. I think Montreal should step up and control that guy in the game like that. Are they going to have a? Are they going to have kind of that player like that right now? Maybe not, but we'll see what happening for there.
Again, it
But
has to be. I think it has to be a team approach, and sometimes all it takes is one or two players to start things, and then it's very contagious. You play with a little bit more confidence, even if the game is out of control, and you know you're going to lose, but you're just going to send a message that you know what we're not going to be messed around with.
yeah, I agree. And Marcus is not the reason they lost. It wasn't a point about the loss.
No,
It's
no,
about the one area of the game they have to be a little bit more better. That's fun right there. Maybe you did not miss. People talk about Semi Blais. Semi Blais to be called up. They think look for coach strap
probably.
them skate on show us all. Do you get the face of the other team on the back game? The player urban at the same. Not at all, Mr. Luke. I'll be honest with you. I have. You go. You go. When you play hockey, you go. It's not like a back-to-back game right there. You go. You go there. Same thing with Colorado. It was a back-to-back game. Boston, back-to-back game. Detroit yesterday, back-to-back game. Toronto, back-to-back game. Washington, back-to-back game. You have 15 teams yesterday. You have 11. 22 of the team play yesterday. 20 of them play on the back-to-back game. So you have 10 teams show up and they play hard, and 10 teams, so we have back-to-back, we don't play hard. Yeah, it's a game, buck drop, you go. You go there. It's just go. And this is what Montreal is, soft team. That's a simple, that's easy right now. We are not, we are easy to play against. It's
And
pressure.
then that game plan goes out to the rest of the NHL. All they have to see is a couple of videos, and they know how to get to Montreal, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
and you know what?
Again, I
What do you do, Mr. Top, now? They hit who? Hudson et Demidov.
Hudson and Cole Caulfield as well. Yeah.
That's the play with that
Oh, and
part there.
and
Uh,
let's not forget Carrier. I think he's been probably targeted the most of any player this
yeah,
year in terms of hits.
exactly. Again, N26, Jeka is not going to fight. It's not about the fight, N26. But if Nick Cash, yeah, right, is on the ice, right, he tried to fight with some, he tried to push who yesterday? Nick Cash? Kapanen,
Yeah.
right? He pushed Kapanen. The next shift, Anderson goes straight to Nick Cash on his face. He push him the board. Go get a 2 minute. But you know what? You go to pass a message and you tell them, all of you guys, if you touch one my Hudson and Demidov, you're going to get hard on you. I'm telling you now, and that's happening. That's why we don't do that. We let people take advantage. Kapanen is a rookie. Why not to go to Nick Ash? Nick Ash, you're not afraid Kapanen. But that's the direction right there.
Yeah.
It's not fight. It's to respect your team. To show to your team, nobody here is going to go around us. This is what I'm talking about. It's not about drop the glove and try to fight McKinnon. But this is what they don't have. Montreal, the kind of soft team overall. Stood out obscure at the office, Mr. Tap, a turning point very quickly.
Okay. For me, to stood out, I'm going to go with Ivan Demidov, who, with his sixth goal of the year, he now has 6 points in his last 6 games. You're starting to see him come around. I think it's not that he wasn't coming around before, but I think if the message finally got through that he needs to shoot more and not just always look to pass off the puck, I think the chemistry that he's established also with Slavkovsky ever since he came off the first line and joined them on the second line has benefited both players. And they really, really read well off of each other. That first goal, it was like a nice tic-tac-toe there, and he found them open for that empty net goal there. For me, he had over 14 minutes of ice time. You're starting to see his ice time go up when people were saying, why aren't they playing him more often? Sometimes the situation dictates how much time on ice that you get. But it's starting to go up there. So I'll give that to him. The obscure I'm going to give to his partner, Slavkovsky. Not because necessarily it was the first time he did it, because when you think of obscure, you think it shouldn't be happening, but it happened. He's been actually having in my eyes, I talked about it earlier, I think he's been having a very good year. It doesn't necessarily show up on the score sheet in terms of total points. If you project it for the whole year, he's at about a 45-point clip, which would be below the last 2 years, but he always has a stronger second half as well. And he seems to be much more confident. I think that if you look at it, he's not as overwhelmed by the game. The game has slowed down for him more. He's able to think the game through. He's a guy that hits, blocks. I'm really liking his game and where it's going. And for me, at the office, this is the third time in a row that I'm doing this, and I hate doing it because I don't dislike the player, but he's just not having a very good year, and that's Alex Carrier. He was -3 on the night. He had 3 giveaways. In the 22 minutes of ice time that he got caught up. He got caught with his back turned to the play a couple times. I find that he's chasing the play a lot. To me, he's too aggressive on the offensive side of the puck, is what I'm seeing, and he's over projecting himself to a player that isn't necessarily his responsibility. And he did it twice again yesterday. At one point that I remember, he came right across to try to take a player out of that was carrying the puck. And in the process, what he did is he also took the feet off of Jack-Eye. So Jack-Eye now has nobody to cover because he's on the ice. It looks like it's Jack-Eye that's not doing his job, but it was really Carrier who came across and had no business going after the puck carrier when he's on the opposite side of the puck. So I think they refer to that as puck watching, and that's what he's caught up with. And so in the office, I would just remind them, just stick to your responsibilities, keep the game simple, because you have a lot to give to the game. But right now you're trying to overdo things, and it's causing issues elsewhere. And the turning point, I talked about it earlier. I think it was that challenge at the towards the end of the first period, which was probably ill-advised challenge. But I found it changed the momentum at that stage.
You're right about that. I just want to share in one thing here because Lick said that you're lucky you're not the coach. I'll tell you one thing. I prefer a team like Florida Panthers, play physical. Sam Bennett, Matthew Tkachuk. Do we have 2 guys the kind of play we have in the team right now? We don't. That's what I'm talking about.
I think we do, but they're not playing it. I think we do, but they're not playing that way.
We have They have Zeb Jones, 6'4". If you have something happen, he would be there. They have player at the Florida Panthers. They play with physicality and they make a hard team to play again because they finish their check and they play very hard. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We don't talk about fight. We talk about play physical. Washington, why? Because they have player, big body, 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", Wilson, Prohas, Dubois.
Yeah.
They're not fight. They're not going to get bad. What happening? They play their check. They play hard. They play with physicality around. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's fun right there. You talk about a team where are soft versus a team are hard. This is the trend what I'm talking about. That's the same thing like that. And if it's 3 game and 4 night is difficult for Montreal, but here's the problem you're going to get. They play St. Louis Sunday after they play Toronto Saturday. They play the following week 2 game back-to-back. After that, they play a back-to-back, and they follow again a back-to-back. So they have 4 weekends of back-to-back, and they have 3 game, 4 time, and 4 nights.
Yeah.
So my point of view is this. Are we going to lose all those games now? It's not. It's the point is we need to change to be sure we play more physical. That's it. It's Colorado yesterday. It could be next
in all
week.
Fairness,
Another team.
in all fairness, Coach, they do respond sometimes. Like we have seen games where they've looked soft, and then they come out and next game they're all backing each other up and standing up for each other. And it's just that you want to see that with consistency. That's the whole issue here. Because
and also
as you said,
at the time of the game, right? At the front, it's not like it's 1-1. You want to get a penalty to pushing someone in the face because it's 1-1. It's when the team are losing like that 3-0. I think we don't have those kind of the moment where we want to come back in the game to do something special at something like that. This is the way you're going to get there.
Yeah.
I will give you another name. Adam Laurie for the Winnipeg Jets, Mr. Enortap. That's not fight. He have to fight. He will fight. But the guy, he disturbed everybody. Blake Coleman, Calgary Flame. That's what we're missing in Montreal right now. This is what we need to get bigger and stronger about that one there. Big does not equal hard about that one. Bennett was a boss, and Calgary is lucky he was traded to Florida. But he was lucky, yes, but he developed to be the kind of player he is. So you have to give credit to him to adjust right there. Scotty, welcome to the house. What are you talking about? Let's start with all the coaching that way Paul Maurice does that about that one over there. Turning point, Colorado coach challenge, deny Barry about that. The ad miss goalie with the physical play. There we go. I just want to give a couple of more points about them losing against a team like Colorado. I'm not bitching to the Montreal Canadiens. I explain different things, the facts, what happening there. That's what I'm not said Montreal should beat the Colorado Avalanche. What I said, they don't play with physicality. It's not only against Colorado. It's happened many times. And we need to be more physical. For me, it's unacceptable someone go hit about Lane Hudson. It's not unacceptable we run after Jake Evans. It's not unacceptable we run after Evan Demidal. That's one of my point here. We become that kind of team. Now, if you feel this okay, if you like a team like that, it's your point of view. I respect your opinion, but at the same time, respect my opinion. You have to deal, both of you. If the team, I like me. If you like a soft team, that's okay. That's good. That's okay. But in my opinion, I did not see a lot of soft team win the Stanley Cup. They have some ingredients at the team, play physical, they play hard, they skate hard, they play with team effort from the top line to the bottom line. And they are bigger, they are stronger, and they are harder to play against. Right now, we are easier to play against. This is my point of view. If you disagree with that, it's okay. It's okay. We are different opinion. You don't have to blame someone and to treat someone badly because of that. It's just different point of view. Jeez, what's wrong with you? You have to accept my decision and my opinion, like I accept your opinion. You like that. You like Montreal to be soft. It's okay. It's good. I don't have no complaint about that. But accept also my opinion. I like me physical. I like to have, geez, to a DNA, and you go there, and you expect that way. That's who I like me. This is a type of team. And you go in the locker room and you trash the can and you tell them, that's the way you talk about this. This is the DNA of the blood you have inside the hockey. Right now, we are soft. We are going to walk around, skating around. That's the fun between you and me right now. Nothing right now. Toughness, Mr. Enortap. Toughness. A team
Yeah.
toughness. Play with toughness. I think that's the word we have to use about that one.
The
That's
key
a
is
fun thing like that.
team
But
toughness.
nothing about it's fun
And
things.
again, I throw out there teams are a lot of times reflection of what the coach is.
Mr. Enortap, Toronto. Great example right there, Mr.
Yeah.
Enortap.
Yeah.
All right? They don't respond. Always just fun opinion. Let's move on, Mr. Tap. I like those kind of conversations like that because it make me remember a lot of things, Mr. Tap. I was coaching. Review of November, Mr. Tap. We're going to check very quickly the November, Mr.
Yeah.
Together. It looks sound bad when you look about this. Many injuries and somewhat 252, everything like that. And you have to look around at something. If I can find it, it'll be good. I should add this. So, Tap, this is a number we got. We finished with a 553, 500%. I think many people here was talking about 16 point, 14 point, 15 point. I think we'll be fine. We still hang out with 500 with injury, New Hook, Cooley, Doc. They was hurt. Lenny was more in October, with Cooley. But I think overall, Montreal did pretty good. 13 point. The goal for they drop. You can see the most difficult thing for me is the goal against. 3 to 4 per game. It's a big number to give one extra goal per game for the Montreal game. The power play dropped at 9%, missing about 8.7 if you want to hear that. The PK increasing at 2.8 and the face-off drop. I forgot to put the number about approximately 1.3% face-off. So when you look about those numbers, Mr. Tap, what pay you the more attention? What if jump on your eyes for the Montreal Canadiens?
At the end of the day, it's what we were talking about before. Is you have to look at it as a whole, and as a whole, they picked up 13 points when there was a prolonged slump there as well. Yes, it's not good to see the goals against raise. The goals for, I mean, they were working at a high clip before. They was above the expected for them. So it's kind of tapered off a little bit, but it's still relatively respectable. The power play, I think that'll improve. Again, I think once I think yesterday we saw that finally somebody like Hudson was taking a shot, and you notice when he scored his goal, coach. I mean, they gave him that shot. Like nobody comes out to take him, right? And I think that's what he has to continue to do until he earns the respect of a player coming out. And once that player or players start to come out and not give him that shot, that's when it'll open up the bumper position a lot better, and you're going to start seeing guys like Bolduc or Suzuki, whoever's playing at the bumper at that point, start to score a little bit more. The penalty kill, I mean, hasn't been bad. It's improved a little bit, so that's good. Face-offs is concerning to me. I think that we should be on the other side of 50 always. That's about puck possession. So it's tough. But I mean, one other thing I would throw out there, Coach, if you look at the entire Atlantic Division, with the exception of Tampa Bay right now, all the teams have a negative goal differential right now, which is not good, right? Montreal, I think, is at a -5, but and that's one of the better ones in the Atlantic Division, even though they're working at a negative. So it's a small it's 1 month. It's a small clip, and I know December is the month of hell for Montreal as well. Not just with the back to back and 3 games in 4 nights, but just some of the teams that they're playing as well. Let's hope that we can get through that point, because I think afterwards we're going to start seeing some of the numbers increase as some of the players come back into the fold, right? I think once you start getting some of those players and the other ones are in their right seats, you're going to see improved play all around.
Now, great point about that. I always said to you, Mr. Enortap, with people in the chat, the stat that is bothering me the most is the goal again, one goal more per game, Mr. Enortap. That's a huge. You saw only one goal, but it's a big, and hockey is huge about that. And yeah, it's fun.
But keep in mind though, Coach, there were a couple blowouts there, right? Like the Colorado Dallas game. So it skews the data a little bit. I think for the most part, it hasn't been horrific, but those 2 or 3 games where they got blown out by, 5, 6, 7 goals, that's what caused that.
But my point was about the fact, like you cannot point only one thing. I think we didn't have the same kind of the performance of goaltender this month like we got the month before that, right? Tobias does not do the same thing he was in October. Montreal continues to play that way, but we have fun defensemen struggling more. Carrier struggle, Jekai, all three have a really bad month this month compared to the month before that, and that's not affect the goal again for sure. The zone coverage, not the same thing like it was in October. Put this together, that's the reason. It's not point one specific player. Put this all together. For me, it's not big. The power play is a little bit struggling this month, honestly. They come back a little bit. They finished Mr. Enortap at 19.4. If they don't score 2-3 goals the last 2 games, they would be like 16 or 14. The worst. At some point, it was the worst for 10, 15 games in a shot on the power play.
It's concerning. Yeah.
So that's something about that. The next thing is on top on the Caulfield. 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points plus 3. Zuski, 5, 7, 12 plus 5. Demidov, 10 points, Mr. Enortap, at 13 games. That's pretty good for Demidov. Hudson, 10 points. Dobson, 9 points. And Mike Madison, guys, plus 6 on that month for 9 points. That's pretty much the best player on the bright side. Now, we have a dark, Mr. Enortap, side also. Over the bright, we disappear the sun, going to get the cloud, Mr. Enortap. Jekai, 0 point at 12 game, minus 4. Veleno, 13 game, 1 point, 1 goal, minus 7. Strawball, 12 game, 2 point, minus 6. Gallagher, Mr. Enortap, 1 goal and 13 game, minus 3. Budzik, Budzik produced the last couple of games, right? During the month of November, he has only 2 goals. Budzik. Carrier, Anderson, and Evans, each of them are minus 7 during the month of November. Montebo, 321, 3.24, 0.878. And Tobash, 232, 4.42, 0.849. Save percentage, Mr. Enortap. We're not there yet, but the biggest question is going to answer a little bit later. Who start the game Tuesday? And who started the game Wednesday, Mr. Enortap? We're not going to get there yet, but it would be very interesting. Will be that conversation.
Well, the good part is the group you have in the positives up at the top. I mean, that's pretty much your core, right? Your key players moving forward that you signed to the team for a long time, that they're going to grow together. And so, if they're having good numbers in a bad month, I mean that speaks well. The second group, I'm gonna put it at the doorstep of the goaltenders, in the sense that if you don't at least play an average type of game, then you're not going to win many games. Now you can make the argument, well, the defenders in front of them are not playing their structure, their system very well. And that could be valid, but at the end of the day, the goalie has to stop the puck. And right now, neither one is doing it. we see flashes of confidence, positive confidence coming in, and then we see all of a sudden, games where Dobesh came in for Monty in one game. Yesterday, Dobesh was in there for the 7 goals, which, by the way, it's a different issue altogether, but I don't think he should have kept them in there for 7 goals. But that's a discussion for another time.
Good point about that. Yeah, and yeah, but that shows something there, Mr. Tap. And 3 years, Mr. Tap. Or we take just that simple. Jacques Valeno, Strabo, Gallagher, Bolduc, Carrier, and everything, right? How many of them who gave me your name? Who is going to start the season 2027, 2028? Who is going to be there? Not next year, but the year after that.
Yeah. Probably, I would say Bolduc and Jackai, and maybe Monty as a backup. Or sorry, well, it could be either one. Right now, the verdict is still out. I mean, once Fowler's in, and hopefully he establishes number one duties, which also takes time. It's not going to be right away. Either one of those two is going to be your backup.
Yeah, so I'm going to set one of the two goalie. We don't know yet, but I think it will be Tobesh. I think will be there. Monterey out.
Yeah.
All right. Anderson Carrier will be out. Even stay a 4-year deal, Mr. Tap. Okay. Budzik stay.
Yeah. Oh, right, Evans. Yeah, I forgot.
Right.
I didn't see him there. Yeah.
Gallagher is out. Strobel is out. Veleno is out. And not regular will be Jackai. And I would be surprised if they send. I think one or two will stay around Jackai or Strobel.
Yeah, I think Struble might be traded.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we are on
only
the same way about that for sure. But that's give you an idea. We talk about this, right? We're not there yet, and that's to give you an idea right here. And that would be interesting what happened about that one. Like people are a bit concerned about my team. I said they are a soft team. It's you can see that way, right? We talk about a half empty glass and a empty half glass. B for me is this: they are not a team all chasing they are going to control the game with physicality. They are going to react at the the what's going on the ice. But it's rare they step up and they make that team to be more physical. That's my point about that one over there. And if you look about the lineup, you have about 17 players, or about maybe not, but you have 11 players are under 6 foot, 6 foot or less. That's the reality behind that, Mr. Top. That's the reality from Evan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they will have to figure out something there.
I mean, it doesn't always have to relate to size, right? It's the fight in the dog, the small dog, right? And that's what we need to see a little bit more of. It doesn't have to be, and I think the word soft is not the right word necessarily to be using.
I would change it, Mr. Tap. We are not a tough team yet.
Yes,
we're not playing with toughness right there. We don't respond with toughness yet. And I would like to have a better team to respond to every time Lennartson get hit, every time even Demidov get hit, I would like to have a response right away on the ice. We see a couple of times this year, whatever is another player, Mr. Tap, with Jake Evan, nobody respond during the play or after the play. And I can go like this a couple of times during a game. That's what I'm talking about. It's to be a little bit more, but I can understand we are small and we are not there yet. I can understand that. But we have a player, I believe, my point of view was we have player right now can play that way, and they refuse to do it. And for some reason, we don't know. Is it Martin St. Louis? Is it the players? Is it who knows? I don't know. But this is what I'm talking about. It's like everybody play their role. And if they play the role of honestly, right now we have 3. It's Anderson, Jackai, and Jackai. Right? Strobel could be there. Cody could be there. But when we have something happen, we have to respond to something. That's my point behind that. Nothing wrong about this one. And we can talk all night about this. Agree with disagree with me. But it's not Rebecca. If you're going to call up, it's going to be more physical.
No, no, no. First of all, that's not necessarily Reinbacher's game. Number one. Number two, I would not bring him up right now. Let him stay in the AHL. Let him play a full season there. He's already, let him marinate there because I think that experience will be invaluable. I would not even bring him up for one game this year. Let him play there and build his confidence and his health, and then we can look forward after that. He's going to be a coach's delight, but he's not the kind of player that goes out there and starts throwing the body. He's just not. Did they have players that will come up the pipeline? The Prots, the Thorpes, those kind of players will play that kind of game. We saw Jack Eye does it. Davidson can to a degree. Now, how many of them will be on the team? Who knows? But at this point, you're talking, and I agree with you. You're talking about what we're seeing right now in front of us, and I would agree. They're not as physical as they should be.
Yeah, we maybe see what happening about this. Um, we see what happening about what for the again. Rick Leonard said, "Do you prefer the way Josh Anderson or Mike Mason respond to Jacob Trouba last season?" We never talk about Trouba tonight. I don't know what is coming from. But if you don't want to, if you prefer to have a team that does not respond, this is okay. I have no problem with that. If you think for you to not respond to anything and you like those kind of team, it's great. I'm happy for you. For me, I'm not. Me, I like toughness. I have something happen. You have to go face to the respond to the open players. And you know what? I prefer to get a penalty, but to be sure they understand nobody would take advantage of our team. Nobody could to play against us all the time like that to hit our players. That's it. But if you like to go that way or to be extremist, it's up to you. I'm not here to defend your point of view. It's just me. I like a tough team. I like players like Sam Bennett. They go there. They go at the war. The match catch up. The Brady catch up. Right now, we don't do that. This is the problem we have. We don't do that. We have players can play that way, but we not do that. And this is what we talk about tonight. That's simple. I don't know where those kind of negative people talk fun way about this one. It's full way to have a better, stronger team. So I want to talk about the schedule because the schedule is going to hurt the Montreal Canadiens, obviously. And we're going to get that way really quickly. And I will give you a little bit an idea how many points you think Montreal is going to get. They play 15 games on that. Take a note. During that month of the 31 days, you have 4 days they don't play. The 24, 25, 26, 27. So they have a 4 days off. So that gave us 27 days, maybe 26 days, and they play 15 times on that. They have 8 times they play at home, 7 on the road. Back-to-back set, 4 times on that. 4 times they play back-to-back. They have 3 game and 4 night, 3 times. They have 3 times, 4 game and 6 night. And I can add, Mr. Tap, 1 time, 5 game and 7 nights. So for Sunday, all the way to the rest of the week, they play all the time. They play 6 times in the Atlantic Division. They play 11 times on the Eastern Conference. And they play 4 times again the Western Conference. That's it, Mr. Tap. Yeah, something you have to pay. You have to know. They play a lot of teams where they have a good year, but they don't have a great year. So, example, Rangers at home, Chicago, St. Louis Blues, Anaheim Ducks. They have Edmonton. Edmonton does not play like crazy right now. Pittsburgh 3 times in this month, Mr. Tap. This is a 3 game where they can finish with 2 games right there. They can win 2 of the 3 games against Pittsburgh whatsoever. Pittsburgh beat Montreal last year. They swept Montreal, I believe, right? I think Pittsburgh swept Montreal and Montreal swept Florida last season. So the schedule, again, opponent team, it's not bad. If you look about the schedule, they play Boston, Toronto, Winnipeg, that's going well right now. But they play with many games back-to-back, and the challenge of the fatigue would be there. So what you see that? What do you expect for the Montreal Canadiens?
Well, as we said earlier, Coach, sometimes I'm finding that Montreal responds well when they're under these kind of circumstances. Having said that, it's important that we start seeing some of the bodies come back. I think that'll go a long way of helping. I think you need to see a little bit of rotation with some players as well, so that you can deal with the back to backs. You can deal with the 3 games in 4 nights, and so on. The key thing is going to be those Atlantic Division games, right? Because those for me are 4 pointers, and you want to position yourself as highly as possible in that division. And in total, the 11 out of 15, which are in the Eastern Conference, that's important too, because it you're playing against teams that are in the mix, and those are the ones you want to kind of gain some ground on a nightly basis. It's going to be tough, absolutely, right? It's I think, though, in all fairness, all teams go through it. You mentioned that earlier, Coach. It's pretty much about the condensed schedule because of the Olympics, and we're seeing the offset of this. My biggest concern when you see this many games in as little as a month is the injury component, right? Because you don't get a lot of practice time uh, to iron out some of the kinks. You're tired from game to game. It opens you up possibly for some injuries along the way. My wish is that they get through this month without any injuries, because we're not very deep right now, and so if you catch another injury or two, you could be looking at the bottom 15 and not the top, or bottom 16, not the top 16 in the league.
Yeah. Like I said, they are lucky they play not a big team. Like they don't play Colorado another time right now. They don't play,
Yeah,
Minnesota. Minnesota play very well right now. Uh,
against Montreal.
yeah. But this is where they have to figure out that. I think you nailed it again. They have Ottawa, Boston, Tampa Bay, Toronto. Um, and maybe they play 2 times versus 1 team.
Detroit. I think they have Detroit as well.
No, Florida. Florida
Oh,
at the
Florida,
bottom
yeah,
is on
yeah.
top. Florida at the bottom. We have a super chat for checking, heading first step at the success for us. Go Habs, go, Mr. Mark Elliott.
Yes.
Let's go the first goal of the game, Mr. Tap. And we got the first toughness super chat, Mr. Tap. Thank you. You did it again. Mark Elias got the first goal tonight. The Hockey National Show. Thanks so much on that one. We're going to give an assist to Ovidio and Standerman. Got that assist on that one. Scott, then wait to 2 minutes to put him on. Go send a message right away. Scott, I'm not delivering how he can do it. What I'm trying to explain, Scott, we need to be more tough about that. If something happens, guys, put the player they are to play a role, and they'll go around that player. Or after the whistle, just push, like they just gave me Albert. You're not going to run after Wilson. I agree with you that, Mr. Top, not many people can run after Wilson. But why not to run after Ovechkin, check run? The best player, opponent team, right? Rand Leonard.
You don't want to run after Ovechkin.
You know what I mean? But if you run after Ovechkin, what do you think will happening?
Same thing that happened to Svechnikov a few years ago in the playoffs.
You know what I
don't
mean?
want to do that. He's a tank, Coach.
My point of view is you have to run after the best player they have. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the key right there. Yesterday, that was my point yesterday, Mr. Tap. Yesterday, me, to see their face smiling like Nick Cash, right? Go after Kapanen, right? For me, Acosta a player yellow, right? So he's a yellow. He would be brave against Kapanen, but I'm not sure if he go against Florent Jacquet. So you know what? The next whistle, guys, you go in the corner with Nakash, you tell him, the referee not going to put you out. You could get there, grab him. right? Go on the jersey and push him against the board and say, you know what? My number is not 91. My name is not Kapanen. All right? I'm telling you right now, the next time you touch on my players, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you and then push right there in the face right there. And not there. This is what I'm talking about. This is what a kind of player I would send. Me, I would send my player. I did it. I told the player, right, you better respond because you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You take the bus home. That's it. That's why you need to be tough. Tough, Mr. Enortap. Tough to be an Enortap, Mr. Enortap. And I agree with the coach that we don't want a team to dog on, but a team.
No.
Exactly. It's not about to be
Goons.
going allowed. It's not my point. It's to be respond to make that kind of statement on the ice, everything like that. We maybe not have the right player right now here, but with the player we have, I want them to show to the team, and that will satisfy the team. It's not that. And Hudson say, you know what? Something happened. I know they're going to get there. That's maybe the reason they have to maybe keep a little bit longer. Florent Jacquard, it's not that. It's not Joe Vellano. It's not this guy is going to help in there. So anytime we have an injury right now, I think that's the kind of the stuff I will bring more. It's maybe not on the N26 talk about something, it's not that. Maybe it's not on the DNA. Martin St. Louis can use and Jeff Gordon. Gordon he got complaint in New York. And he got released out of the New York because of this decision. Remember Ovechkin and who was the players? Panarin.
Panarin got, yeah. And Wilson. It was with Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm talking about. So it's not negative. It's nothing against Montreal. But I try to bring always me the facts. That's it. That's my point. Maybe my English is not good enough for people. But it is what it is. But that we have to know. Roger Bouchard is in the house. Welcome back.
Roger the Master.
I did not know this show was going to that direction. 10, 12. Oh, my God. Mr. Enortap, we have a lot to talk about, Mr. Enortap, but look at what I have after that. It was not this one, Mr. Enortap. It was this one.
Luke loves you.
Martin St. Louis, strategy, win versus development, Mr. Enortap. I was one subject right there. We're going to go to clash, but it was one of them. We're going to talk about this tomorrow night for sure. Okay. We want to talk about the 4 games. So let's go to the clash and then come back and see what the time we have about this one, and we go from there. Now, I understand, Mr. Enortap, Mr. Wilson is special. I know that. I know not everybody can get him. All right, Mr. Enortap, absolutely not allowed. Tonight, I did another twist, but Mr. Enortap will come here, so I came to put him. I need to squeeze him a bit, and he don't know what to tell yes or no. So, Mr. Enortap, are you ready? At the end of the year, Boston finished in front of Detroit.
I'm going to say not at all. No. You know what? I'm going to change. Absolutely. I'm going to go absolutely. I think that I think Boston will drop a little bit in the standings, but they could be a team that'll be on the bubble getting in. They still have some areas that they need to address. But to me, Detroit, I don't know. They seem to have streaks where they look like they have it all together. I don't particularly like the composition of the team and how it's made up. I'm not a big proponent of what Yzerman has done here in building up, rebuilding Detroit. So I think Boston will finish ahead of him.
Boston finished in front of Detroit.
Yeah.
I really liked the game yesterday for Boston. They respond very well to Detroit. Again, I know it's not that bad. I'm going to get. It's okay. I can get all the poke. But Detroit, Mr. Enortap, that's what I was talking about yesterday. He was soft. Like Zedor got killed by Kestelik. Zadorov was pushing everyone. Who can go for Detroit right now, Mr. Enortap? Like, give me like 2 names. Montreal Canadiens, Mr. Enortap, are tougher at the Detroit right now.
When they decide to play that type of game.
And does it make sense? Like, if you look about this, like, look about the lineup, Detroit, Ben Chariot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't disagree with that.
So I go with you, Mr. Tap. Boston in front of Detroit because of toughness. Just kidding. At the end of the season, Mr. Tap, New York Calendars finished in front of Pittsburgh.
I'm going to say absolutely. I think we're seeing good signs in New York. It'll still be a while before they get to where they want to get. I think that they've drafted really well over the past couple of years, especially this past summer. You can probably declare them one of the winners in the draft. And they're starting to they're starting to bring the game, and it's unfortunate that Romanov got injured and looks like he might be gone for the full year, because I think he was a big help on defense. But I see Pittsburgh slowly starting to decline, and New York Islanders should finish ahead of them. So yeah, absolutely.
We see a game, let's say, against Toronto, Mr. Tap. It's a really bad year for the goaltender this year, Mr. Tap. Like, everybody have a problem. And Pittsburgh, yesterday, you can see Silov could not stop the puck. Jarry come back, not stop the puck. I see a team, Pittsburgh, is shaky yesterday. Fatigue, maybe, back-to-back game, maybe, for them. They have a big win the day before against Columbus. The New York Islanders with Palmieri out. Zorkin has not had a great year, I believe, in my opinion. This is a tough
Got
one.
nothing in front of him. He's got nothing in front of him, and
Oh no, of course.
that's
This
crazy.
is my that's my Romanov out, Palmieri out.
Yeah,
I will go slightly Islanders, Mr. Top, but this could be a round completely, and then Pittsburgh finish. But both teams are not going to make the playoff. That would be the best answer I can give it to you.
absolutely.
All right. So the next one, Mr. Top, for the people in the chat, guys, everybody, don't forget, please, to click on like. At the end of the season, Calgary finished in front of Vancouver.
No, no, I'm going to say not at all. I think Calgary's pretty much destined. I think once they get rid of a couple players, because I think that might be the direction that they're going and for the future. And I'm talking about, I know Kadri has expressed that he wants to stay there, but I think if a team offers the right price, the right players, right picks, I think is more important for them, or prospects, that you're going to start seeing organically Calgary finishing much lower than Vancouver.
What about if Vancouver go rebuild?
Um,
Like, I'll give you an example.
well,
They
then,
trade
but then they'll
Peterson and
both be
Quinn
in the
Hughes.
same. I doubt it. I don't see Quinn Hughes. I mean, something could happen, but I don't anticipate it happening right now. Just merely from hearing a lot of the rumors about him wanting to play with his brothers, and that could be a possibility. But you know what, Vancouver. I don't think necessarily, like, it hurt that they lost Demko, right? I mean, a lot of times as Demko goes, Vancouver goes, and they made a couple trades in the off season to solidify their goaltending position, but it isn't helping right now, and it's it's not good. But I think Calgary's in a worse situation.
Yeah, I can
So
understand your
not
point of
not
view
at all.
about that.
Yeah.
I'm not disagree with you. Um, he played very well, Vancouver, Calgary right now. And the last 10 days, I think yesterday they
Yeah.
lose today. 1-0 against Carolina. They got a couple of points left and right. I'm worried about Vancouver, Mr. Natap. Just for the game, for the play, this always said not allowed. But it depends who's going to be traded the next couple of weeks from Vancouver and from Calgary could change the decision about that.
For sure. For sure.
But the decision could be otherwise. It will be interesting. Garrett, good night, buddy. And good night, Eminem. Mr. Tap, I always like to make some kind of bold prediction and everything like that. Everything.
You're just too aggressive, coach.
I like to be aggressive. I like toughness, Mr. Tap. I think I did it, right? I think I did that one. No, it's not that one, Mr. Tap. We have two, so that's another one. At the end of the season, Chicago finished in front of San Jose.
Oh, that's a good one. Uh, da, 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 da. Um, I like what both teams have done so far. Chicago right now, I think they both have good goaltending, but I like what Spencer Knight is doing for
Now
them.
I'm going to
Bedard.
we're going to talk together. I'm going to give you one thing I believe you could helping your answer because this is the reason I go that direction, but I could be wrong. San
I would
Jose
say
have a better
absolutely.
schedule in the Pacific versus
Oh,
the
okay,
Central. Is it
that's
enough to
interesting.
change the idea to give a better chance? I think for me that's the reason I would go San Jose because of that situation. But if you look about it, I think Chicago play a better game overall at San Jose. But because two teams have excellent goaltender, Mr. Enortap. Excellent goaltender.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Askarov and Knight. I think San Jose have a little bit more player to put the puck in the net compared to against Chicago. The
Chicago would have
defense,
better defense. Chicago.
yeah, they play as a team together. So I would go San Jose because of the schedule, but
Yeah, I
this
would agree. I would
it's
agree.
not
Yeah.
it's not easy one to answer that one. On that one, Rutherford, three-time champion, even more final, other general. Yeah, we don't know who run Vancouver anymore. Is it Rutherford? Is it uh, you know, is it Palvin? It's not Palvin. What's the Sweden guy?
No, I forget his name.
Alvin.
Alvin. Yeah.
One thing we don't know about this is since you have that kind of problem, like a court or the employee, but what happened with the girl over there? The French girl. She was assistant general manager in Vancouver. She disappeared completely on the map. Like she's not on the public social media at all. Like I don't know if she's still there. I did not check the that one, but I don't know.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Um, PW, who is the girl? I she have Ave, Ave something. She had two name, and then
Last
she have the last name.
hyphenated name. Yeah.
So anyway, Mr. Tap, here we go. I predict what, Mr. Tap? A couple of weeks ago, I said the Maple Leafs are not going to make the playoff.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and that
And
people said,
Luciano agreed with you.
and people said, "Oh, come on, coach." Now I'm going to say something really special tonight, and I know I'm going to get burned, and I know Luciano we said, "Remember Pittsburgh? You said Pittsburgh going to make the playoff." That 3 years ago, he still remember that one. He's always to remind me that one. Emily Castonguay, Mr. Tap, we talk about her.
Oh,
Emily
okay.
Castonguay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Peel.
yeah. Anyhow, Mr. Tap, I'm going to make a bold prediction tonight, guys.
Go for
I
it.
know, and you don't expect that at all. I'm going to take a team right now are out of the playoff. They have a really bad start, and they're going to make the playoff, Mr. Tap.
Who's that?
You have to answer absolutely not allowed. The St. Louis Blues and the playoff, Mr. Tap.
Oh my gosh. You know what? The problem is I wouldn't disagree. The only problem is they have a lot of teams to jump over, right? You
That's a
got
good point.
Winnipeg and
This is a
Edmonton.
great point about that for sure. But here, what happening, Mr. Tap, and you know, I don't. I try to make those kind of the information like they make sense, and not to say, yeah, come on, it's just a bold
Yeah,
prediction.
yeah,
You don't care. But I'll give you something here, Mr. Tap. So I give you a better idea. Let's go with the St. Louis Blues, Mr. Tap. Right now, they
yeah.
are. Do you know how many points they are behind the wild card?
They're only 2 or 3 points behind, I think.
2 points behind them. Now, yes,
2 points, yeah.
They have one game in hands, right? But the lowest team right now is at 542, 540. And for them, Winnipeg Jet, Edmonton, San Jose, Mammoth, and Kraken, and the Blackhawks. They are only 3 points the Kraken. That's semi on top. With the record of 9, 10, and 7. If you look about, they are 4-4 in the last 10 games. The goal against average, Mr. Enortap, dropped extraordinary a lot. Like they don't give a lot
Yeah.
of goal anymore. The last 7 games, Mr. Enortap, they are 9-10-7, right? OT 7. They are 0-7 and overtime, Mr. Enortap. So
I know.
Robert Thomas is not going to finish the year with 50 points, Mr. Enortap.
Plus, he was hurt for a while, right?
Yes.
He missed
So
about
I
4 or
believe
5
me,
games.
if you look about all the team, could be surprised everyone. I go with the St. Louis Blues, Mr. Enortap, going to make the playoff.
Yeah, it's for me. It's not a bold prediction. I would tend to agree with you because, like I said, last year they were the team to try to avoid if you played them in the playoffs because you talk about team toughness. That's a team that plays a tough game, and if you get the goaltending, it's going to take you far. And so a lot of it will hinge on what can Binnington do. Can he change his fortunes around? He has a little bit, but he's still not at the level he should be.
A lot of comments from Luc Lafortune about Coney Canato, Emile, a lot of story about
Cammy,
Castonguay. I will say to you, Mr. And then Lee said, Lee said, no way, they lost TC. Now they're not going to make the playoff anymore, but I'm kidding.
full
It's
good.
a funny one. Alexandre TC. Kev, Miss the Corson, Roberts, Clark, Gillies, Odeline. It's maybe where I was born, I'm maybe not the new generation of the time. Me, I grew up with all the kind of, the flowers and everything like that. That's maybe coming back my toughness inside of me about that. Not only my greatness, but my toughness. Mark said, that's a Hail Mary prediction, coach. Yeah, I know that. But
It's not that preposterous because what you have to ask yourself is not okay. Not only do they have to jump ahead of about 5 teams, I think, but when you look at who's occupying the wild spot right now, one is Seattle, and the other one is Chicago.
yeah,
So could they fall out of place? I think so. Question
yeah,
is, can they jump
they have two
jump
teams
over
on
those
top
other
in front
teams?
of them, right? Edmonton and Winnipeg.
Yeah, Edmonton's going to be a tough one. Winnipeg, with Hellebuck hurt, depends how long he's out for. That's gonna mean a lot for them. They're struggling right now.
Again, it's not like we're going to make it, but I just look about the standing, look about November, everything like that. I check around. I think that would be the one I look at. And so we are 10:28. We're not going to talk about Martin Saint-Louis because it would be a long subject. We're going back.
You
I'm
got
back
that
tomorrow
right.
night at 8:30, so I can talk about Martin Saint-Louis. I can talk about the prospect, Montreal, Laval, Rocket, everything like that tomorrow. But I want to finish the upcoming week for the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadiens are 4 games, Mr. Enortap, and I'd like to take all the notes. We want to congratulate last week, Mr. Enortap, Larry Lavallée, PLW, and Dan Habs are the only ones select 4 points for the Montreal Canadiens.
4
They
points.
was right on the schedule. We're going to pick up all the points for everybody tonight and tomorrow night. So we have a sit out today. But let's see what we got here. Possibility of the 8 point this week. And how many points do you expect for the Montreal Canadiens? Everybody want to participate, you want. It's just sharing what you think is happening about the Montreal Canadiens there.
Wow. This is, it's a good schedule because you have Winnipeg that's right now not playing at the level that they should be, without Hellebuck especially. You have Toronto's not playing at their best. St. Louis, we just spoke about. And Ottawa, Montreal always seems to play well against. It could spell for a very good week for Montreal. I'm going to go with 6 points.
6 points for you, Mr. Tap. This is
Yeah.
my hope for the Montreal Canadiens. When you see Luc Lafortune set 4 points, I'm excited right now, Mr. Tap. Luc Lafortune go with 4 points. I go with 5 points for Montreal Canadiens, but 6 is really the right one to take But we're not going to get there. I want prefer to miss the week and they get 6 points. I'll be happy about that. About that, a lot of people go with 4 points right now. Claude Richard, merci Claude en passant, bienvenue de retour avec nous ce soir, Claude Richard. Claude, look avec his purple glasses. About that one for sure. On that one, yeah, I think Ottawa.
Look.
Ottawa, Mr. Enortap, it could be 1 point there. I think they're going to beat Winnipeg or Toronto. They're going to beat St. Louis Blues. So 2 plus 2 plus 1, that's 5. So that's how I did that, Mr. Enortap. But I cannot predict Winnipeg and Toronto. And Winnipeg, my problem is because they are a big team. But they don't play with a goaltender. Montreal could take advantage. They play at home. 6 makes sense for me, but I will go with 5.
Yeah.
Too many.
You could Coach. You could copy me. Don't worry.
No.
You're okay.
It's okay. I want to beat you, so I will go with 5.
Always wants a fight, eh?
By the way, Mr. Enortap, I have a good week fantasy with 5 injuries. I have a good week.
Yeah, me too. I think I
did not look the score for anyone yet, but on that one, the survivor pool looking good. We missed A2 tonight. So if you want to give us more point, guys, in the chat, what you got, we're going to let you go, Mr. Enortap. It was great to work with you. It was an excellent show whatsoever. It was a bit more, some hot about the soft and tough and something like that. But
don't use the word soft. Don't use the word soft.
At the end of the day, I think it was pretty good. So, we wish you an amazing, great week. We pray for you. We pray for your family. We ask all the people, pray for Mr. Enortap, his family again. And I can wait to see you during the week. We have 4 games. We're going to skip next week, if you don't mind, the show. Sunday, and maybe back with us Monday if you can, talking about the Montreal Canadiens. That'd be good.
Sounds great, Coach. Thank you for having me, and good night to all of Hockey Nation.
Hey, when Mr. Enortap, hey, by the way, Mr. Enortap, when you start, is it Thursday night at the mall for the Santa Claus, or is it Friday?
Yeah, I'm still working on the dates. We'll
see. You're still in a negotiation with Luciano, right?
No, with Hughes and Gorton. I'm going to talk to them first and see what.
Are you starting at the York Mall, or you start more at the south at Toronto?
At the Yorkdale Mall, yes.
Okay, I knew we have a couple of pictures of you a couple of years ago when you start your tour in the beginning of the December. So we're good to keep you and loop everybody about the tour on Mr. Enortap on the Santa Claus again. Have a good night, Mr. Enortap. Talk to you during the week.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Here we go, guys. Was Mr. Enortap and knock the door. We have Ken Winford. Go with I'm going to call you KW for Ken. Thanks so much for the number of the point. We have Antoine. Go Antoine. You go for the maximum of the point for Antoine. We want to thank this, guys. That's complete the show tonight. I know we don't like to fight. We don't never fight here. We have its fun opinion. And you can see what's happening tonight is it's easy to pick it up, Coach, where is a little bit sensible about certain things. When you talk against me, that's where you get me. That's what you can get me. You can fun opinion, no problem. But when you talk about my integrity, to be honest, that's where you get me. And I was tough while I was coaching. Can tell you that. Nobody get trophy at the end of the year when you have a record of 3 W and 12 loss. Go back home. That's it. And I have some regrets. I'll be tough with some players. I still regret I cut players I should not cut. I have 3 of them. I still remember 20 years ago, 16 years ago, 9 years ago. But that's part of life. And you cannot be perfect. But I did a lot of great things also at the same time. Anyhow, we want to thank Mr. Mark Elliott for your great super chat. Ron Luciano tonight. RJ Calabro also at the news and update. All of you click on the likes to be a part of the show tonight. The Sunday night is a great show with Mr. Enortap, and Enortap delivering a great. And yeah, many people we can pray. Rain, Jose Duarte, Enortap, Steve McNair. Some of you did not share with us. We think about you, and we wish the best for all of you. And thanks so much to be a part of the show. And that's made this channel just better because that's who you are.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Thanks so much for all the night, everybody. I will wish you an amazing great night. Start your week on the right foot tomorrow morning. I'm already Monday here in Canadiens. We have a lot of work to do. Prepare my year 2026 right now. And we have a lot of things that we have ducks now. We're going to get chicken. And we have to fill something else. And, part to become a farmer. Coach farmer in Canadiens. How's it going, thanks so much, Scotty, Eminem, Luc, merci beaucoup, mon homme, Kate Garbage, Ken, watch out. Yeah, I did. Was suspended 3 times in my career of coach. And I argue a lot with referee about that. Be well, BL, find a way not only to dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the second half. What? Someone said 2025. The Hockey Nation, the Habs Nation, and all the animal and the kingdom of animal want to tell you one more thing. So we love you, friends. Good night, everybody. Enjoy the show with all of us. It was fun. It was great. And we love Luc Fortin. I love everyone. We are just disagree. And that's okay. Part of the game. Overjoy Enortap, PLW. Merci beaucoup, PL. PL said, the weekend is already over. My fridge is empty. He did a good job, PLW. Luc Lafortune, salut mon homme. Merci beaucoup. Booyah! Good night, everybody.